Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Redlands. My name is Joe. I'm going to be leading us on a guided meditation this morning. As I invite you to take a nice deep inhalation through your nose as we close our outer eyes. And hold it. And release, exhaling out your mouth. Allowing your belly to expand and inhale through the nose. Hold it. And exhale out the mouth. As long as you can exhale, feeling all tension melt away. We inhale through the nose all that is good. Our breathing energy, exhale out the mouth longer than the inhale. Through the nose, holding it, exhale out the mouth, purse your lips and just blow out all that is unneeded. As we repeat this breathing pattern, allow all tension in your muscles, in your shoulders, neck, head, wherever in the body the tension may be. Feel it, see it being pulled away with every exhalation. Feel those shoulders drop and just relax. As we center ourselves in this moment, in this place, in our oneness and wholeness with Spirit. That I call God, or whatever you choose to call it. Knowing that this Spirit, God, is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. It exists in every point in space and time at the same time, all the time. It is all around. It is all within. This kingdom of heaven lies within, and it is good. It knows only love. It knows only peace. It knows only joy. It knows only perfect order and completion. It is always creating and recreating in you, in me, all around. As you are outward expressions and incarnations of the Divine Spirit. co-creators with God. God essence is what I am. I declare this for each and every one of you here in this sanctuary and viewing from online. This vibration that is electric, that is pure energy, that is all-encompassing, that is universal and eternal and immortal. This vibration beams out from beyond the walls of this sanctuary outward, touching any and all who are receptive to it. It is a healing energy. It is good. And this power, this presence, this energy source that is divine and from the Most High source, as children of the Most High, of God, of Spirit, of consciousness, we harness this energy. We are the conduits. Our consciousness is the switch that flips it on or off at our choosing. Let us leave this switch in the on position and be continual receptors of this Most High source, this energy that vitalizes, energizes, heals, creates, and is nothing but outward expression of love, compassion, charity, service, joy, all things good. Take it in. Take it in. As we breathe in through the nose, exhale out the mouth. I invite you to count back silently, about 2 seconds in between, from 100 backwards, allowing this time to be still and to know this truth which cannot be denied. Let us count back now silently from 100. invite you now, in this relaxed state, to visualize the ideal, tranquil, peaceful setting that appeals most to you in your own individual, unique, special way. There is a place, there is a space that you find to be a place where you are at most peace. It could be standing on the ocean, listening to the waves crash on an isolated island, surrounded by water, feeling the wind at your back, barefoot, your toes in the sand, connected to the earth, the energy, feeling it move in and through and around you. You could be in a forest, walking through the woods, or sitting peacefully amongst the trees, birds chirping, the rustling of leaves, complete solitude. It can be atop a desert mountain, surrounded by complete swaths of vacant, pristine, untouched desert land, embracing the silence, the beauty, the grandeur and magnificence of God's creation, in which you and I are a part. It can even be your own bedroom, wherever your sacred place of peace and solitude, where you can just feel and know your oneness and wholeness with this divine source that is your supply and sufficiency, that is my supply and sufficiency. Let's go there now. Take a moment and see it and feel it in every detail. See this ideal, peaceful locale. In great detail, as if you are there. Let us be still. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let us see, let us know. In this place, in this space, and in this knowing, know all is not only possible, It is real. It exists now. And only expands in the consciousness of knowing and in faith of a mustard seed. Now, let us return to this present moment and bring ourselves and our attention back to the sanctuary, this sacred place. Some of you may want to wiggle your toes, your fingers, crane your neck. When you're ready, you may open your outer eyes. This concludes our meditation. Thank you.
Joe, that was lovely. I'm going to share something here for a second, if I may. It's an image that came up for me while meditating with Joe's leadership. In this cooler time of the year, I've been enjoying fires in the fireplace. Nothing is like watching the ocean, watching flames. It's very meditative in its own way. And thinking about the energy that comes at you and warms you from the fireplace, and where does that come from as I'm sitting there? Of course, it's from the wood, and the wood has gathered it from the sun. And I know that some of the pieces of wood that I have in my wood pile are from times when we've done work on the house, and my home is 70 years old. So some of the energy that's been in that wood was captured prior to 70 years ago. And who knows how big those trees were and how old those trees were. It may have been decades before that. And that's the warmth that's coming at me and warming my toes. And so it's kind of this ancient energy that's coming at me. And then I was thinking about meditation and how Joe was telling us to release. And what we're releasing is the tensions and the anxieties and the trauma, perhaps. And how old are those traumas? Some of them may be brand new. Some of them may have happened just today. But as the wood burns and the outer layer burns and you get down to the older parts of the wood as it burns away, and the older energy is coming at you. So it is with trauma. Trauma can be even things we didn't experience, but were passed down to us as thoughts and attitudes from our parents and from those around us, from their trauma, or maybe their parents' trauma. Those older and older misconceptions and beliefs to release in meditation. It's just a thought that occurred to me this morning. Look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too.
Love you too.
Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together,
Come together.
come together,
We come together.
come together.
We come together in the name of love.
We come together, we
Together.
come together,
We come together.
we come together.
We come together in the name of love.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize a God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together,
We come together. We come together.
come together.
We come together in the name of love.
We come together,
We come together.
come together,
We come together.
come together.
We come together in the name of love.
From every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the love of each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Yeah, namaste, I bow to you.
Namaste, I bow to you.
Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice, repeat after me. We come together.
We come together. We come together.
come together.
We come together in the name of love.
We come together.
We come together.
come together.
We come together.
come together.
We come together in the name of love. Okay, let's all stand up. Greet your neighbor.
If you'd like to check out this wonderful art that's over here, go ahead and wander around a little bit. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey,
Hey, hey.
hey, hey, hey. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Said I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Help us out now. My soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting a message loud and clear. I'm getting a message loud and clear. Getting a message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Hey, we got the dream band together. Once a month. And now, here's Eileen.
My goodness, it takes a village to get me set up here. Well, welcome everybody. Absolutely welcome. And our souls are welcome here. Absolutely. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Redlands. Thank you to everyone joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube and here in our beautiful sanctuary. Oh my goodness, our beautiful sanctuary. You would really like this. Okay, people on YouTube Live, Facebook, we've got an art exhibit here. You really should make the trip to the sanctuary and see this. It's absolutely fantastic. But that's what we are. Okay. My name is Eileen, and it is truly a privilege and an honor to welcome you to our Sunday celebration service. CSL Redlands is a new thought community living in ancient wisdom, philosophy, based on the science of mind. The science of mind philosophy was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes studied truths from all the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths and developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into our world. CSL Redlands is an open and inclusive community honoring all people from every background, all races, sexual orientations, gender expressions, and spiritual paths. No matter who you are or where you are on your journey of faith, you are always welcome here. Every day, all the time, welcome here. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, and our vision is a world that works for everyone. If you are here with us for the first time, please raise your hand and let us properly greet you. All right, here we go. We have a special little packet for you. I put $1 million into one of those, so I hope you get it. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so happy that you're here with us. We know that you have a choice for your spiritual community, and again, we are delighted to have you visit with us here today. A gentle reminder to silence your cell phones and place them safely away so that you may participate more fully. Now, we've got a few little announcements here. For Sunday, February. Did you hear that? February. That's the second month of 2023, the second one. I think there's more, but right now we're concentrating on February. The Sandwich Ministry needs your assistance. The Sandwich Ministry of CSL Redlands supports the houseless population in Redlands by providing a sack lunch on Saturdays. In order for this ministry to continue, we need you. Please add 1 pack of lunch meat to your weekly shopping list, and you can drop that off at the center on Wednesdays or bring it on Sunday, and we'll make sure that it gets refrigeration and taken care of. A new stove for the back building. As most of you know, we have housed up to 8 ladies in our shelter. We are in need of a new stove. Please make your donations in the clear locked box, which is in a secret place right now. We'll find it. In the back of the sanctuary. It's here. Okay. And state stove on the envelope. We are grateful for your assistance. Wake Up and Meditate, a daily spiritual practice Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9:15. Doesn't take long. We've got a Zoom link connection for you, and it should be in the bulletin. I think it's in the bulletin. Take your bulletins home with you. They are collector's items. They are suitable for framing, and you're going to, and just collect them. You know. We've got 52 of them this year. Rummage sale, Saturday, February 18th, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. Please prepare to bring your gently used items to the center on Friday, February 17th, from 11 to 3:30 p.m. Spiritual movie night, Saturday, February 25th, 2023. That's this year again. From 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Please sign up on the sign-up sheet, which is another magically invisible thing that's back there. Hell, I didn't hear you.
What's the movie?
What is the movie? It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a surprise. But we've got some really good ones. What?
It's not a surprise anymore.
Oh. Okay. Oh. Is it the Wade Dyer one? Oh, you're going to love that. You really are going to love that. Well, gosh and golly, I believe that's it. February 25th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And sign up on that magical disappearing sign-up sheet. Okay, you're going to love it. Thank you so much for being here today. Gosh, we're happy to see you. What? Oh!
So I have an announcement. So I'd like to, yesterday we had a great time here in the sanctuary. We raised $655 at our metaphysical fair. We had a great time. It was a lot of fun. I want to bring up Rick Cummings, who is an artist, and he is a art teacher. So some of the art you see over on those, what do you call those things? Panels. Are some of the artwork that his students did. Now we do have that one single partition, and those are the work. Some of those are the work of our very own Iris Chu. So let's give Iris a hand. Yeah. So we wanted to display them, and be sure to after the service walk on both sides. There's art on both sides, and then there's art on the floor. Be sure to have a look at those. But I'm going to bring Rick Cummings up right now so he can tell us all about the program. We're creating a partnership with the ARC School of Hope, and Rick is the director of art there. So Rick, can you come up and tell us about?
Hi everybody, my name's Rick. I have an art program for adults who have physical and intellectual challenges, like most of the people in the church right now. We had our program in San Bernardino at the School of Hope, which was originally started in 1950 by parents of disabled children where they had no place to go. So that's how it started. And then I've been there for about over 30 years, and I started a program about 25 years ago, and I got to tell you, they're a lovely group of talented artists. We're very excited to be using this building as our studio in the back, and they all have their different styles and personalities, and the one thing about them all is they're just so full of unconditional love. Yeah. They don't have the hang-ups that a lot of us do, and it's always been a pleasure to work with them. It's been great fun. The last 3 years, because of COVID, we closed down our school, and during that time we had a flood, and then we had a crime wave, which they vandalized the school, and the area is just too bad for us to even be there, just because it's dangerous. So I've been looking for a place in Redlands or Yucaipa for like the last 2 years, and about a month ago I just threw my arms up in the air and gave it up to the universe. And then my neighbor who attends here, I think she's watching on Zoom now, Maria, she told me that the Center for Spiritual Living might have a building. So I go, that's great. And then the next day, Sonja called me, and I go, wow, that's great. Actually, somebody called me back. So I came and saw what this place was about, and I just totally love it, and I love all the people in it, and I love the music, and I really appreciate the warm welcome that my artists have gotten here. We brought a bunch of them over the other day, and they hadn't seen each other in a long time, and they were very happy and emotional to see each other. So that was wonderful. So I'm gonna be working with the center to try to get this baby up off the ground. And here's the artwork. I'm not selling artwork yet, just because I have a lot of stuff I have to work out. But hopefully we'll have an open house, and it'll be wonderful. So I'd just like to thank everybody here today for letting me give my little spiel.
Okay, thank you, Rick. We're just going to take a second here to kind of get centered. Find that power that's within you. You might have to dig a little deeper and look at what's beneath the surface. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever it's in every one of us here and now. free. Find your heart, open your eyes and see. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us, you and I. It's in every one of us, you and I.
Thank you, Gilman. That was beautiful. So good to have our dream band back in full form here today. I just want to take a moment to thank Al for your pre-opening song on trauma and these external conditions that many of us find ourselves grappling with day to day, knowing that there's an overarching source presence that allows us to shift into a new consciousness and take comfort in that. Let me invite you to join me in a moment of stillness. I know there is this power and this presence that pervades all space, substance. Its nature is love. Its nature is perfect order and calm, creative. It's a soothing, gentle, comforting, loving force that I call God. And you may choose to call it whatever it calls upon you to call it. But it is good. And in this space and in this place, I know that I am one with this power. I am whole and complete, unified, as an incarnation of this divine spirit, an outward expression of God, essence of God, here and now, in which I live, move, and have my being. And I declare this truth for each and every one in this sanctuary this morning with us and viewing online. This power, presence of love, it is everywhere, moving, flowing now, enabling us to transcend any external conditions of trauma, pain, whatever it may be. This shift occurs as we flip on the switch of consciousness, allowing this power that is all around to flow through as we harness this energy that vitalizes, heals, nourishes, flows outward from us in a vibration of love and frequency that is so powerful, enabling us to move forward and express ourselves in the most loving and creative and best and greatest good possible. This good that is reflected in our volunteers here at the center, our board of directors, keeps this center in this sacred place thriving and functional. Dream Band, the music of Gilman Carver, Al Yankee, the blessing of this wonderful musical vibration that is movement, that is pure flow and energy, flows through us and comes out, and it's an expression of joy and love and community. And we see this creation, this love, this flow, proven in the works that you see here, these paintings that are displayed right here in full graciousness and gratitude for Rick, doing these good works with these people, these adults, these children of God, these outward expressions of creation can only be that of a divine source and power. Looking at the beauty and the talent and the creativity that's displayed right here on these canvases, to know that each and every one of us is a blank canvas for our own paintings, our own creations, our own masterwork. How grateful I am, how blessed I feel, how blessed we are. And this creativity, this energy, this love opens us up and receptive to the message to be delivered here today by Sonja Prince, our spiritual director. Blessed be. And so it is. Our reading today here's one from the philosopher William James, who said, "We are like islands in the sea, separate on the surface, but connected in the deep." And this one from Pete Davis. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow wrote that we must choose between being an anvil or a hammer. We'll either mold the world or be molded by it. If you never go deep, you will always be the anvil. And the surest path to being the hammer is depth. When we glide on the surface of everything, we're susceptible to drifting in the wind. We end up chasing shiny thing after shiny thing, and we aren't substantial enough to stop the world from pushing us around. But when we start to go deep, we gain mastery. We stop chasing shiny things and become the shiny thing ourselves. Thank you.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. So get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, and everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new So get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. So get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the sweetest kind of life, to the deepest kind of love. So get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred soul. So get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. So get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, my soul.
Al Yankee singing there. We've got Kristen on the bass, Mac on the drums, and yours truly.
So get ready, my soul. We're diving in. Did you know that when you came here this morning, you needed to bring your swimsuit? Get ready, my soul. Everybody looks lovely this morning. So, let's just take a deep breath. Breathe in that breath of God, that breath of life. That's who we are. So I just want to say good morning. I'm Sonja Prince, the spiritual director here at CSL Redlands. And yesterday we had a wonderful metaphysical fair, and again, you can see the beautiful art display. Please take some time to talk to Rick Moore. His lovely wife is here today, and her sister. So we welcome them today. Welcome. Thank you for coming back. I saw them yesterday. So this is the season of nonviolence. Excuse me. So we are honoring today the season of nonviolence, and the season of nonviolence is a global grassroots campaign dedicated to raising awareness about the transformative power of nonviolence. And it begins on the anniversary of the assassination of Gandhi, which is January 30th, and it ends on April 4th. the anniversary of the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So I just wanted to acknowledge Phil Courtney and Iris Chu for last week showing a film about Gandhi. So thank you, both of you. Thank you for that. And we have feature films here sometimes. So be sure to keep your bulletins and look in the calendar. And the calendar on the back will tell you what we're having. We're also honoring Black History Month. And we have a short clip about the Black evolutionaries in science of mind. And this clip was created by CSL Dallas. And so David will show us the clip now. Thank you, David.
Here's a little-known Black history science of mind fact. Jamaican-born Marcus Mosiah Garvey Jr. is well known as a businessman, journalist, Pan-Africanist, and powerful orator of the early 1900s. As such, he attracted thousands of followers to his Black nationalist movement that became known as Garveyism. As founder of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, Garvey encouraged African Americans to be proud of their race and promoted cultural identity through his Back to Africa campaign. But did you know that Garvey was also a follower of the New Thought movement, as well as a student of the ideas and philosophies of religious science? In fact, Garvey studied the same New Thought philosophers as religious science founder Ernest Holmes and his brother Fenwick, and often quoted their teachings. He also was inspired by divine science co-founder Nona Brooks. Even the philosophy of transcendentalism, led by writer Ralph Waldo Emerson, resonated with Garvey. He excelled in merging racial philosophical concepts and science of mind principles while addressing the Black condition in America. The strong philosophical beliefs in self-mastery, determination, and willpower that Garvey preached to Black people aligned perfectly with the newly emerging teachings of science of mind. In many of Garvey's speeches and writings, he often urged his followers to get a scientific knowledge of religion. His message was clear: liberate the minds of men, and ultimately, you will liberate the bodies of men. Another instrumental Jamaican in science of mind is Dr. Elma Lumsden, who founded the Temple of Light Church of Religious Science in Kingston, Jamaica in 1981. An engaging speaker and master teacher, Dr. Elma is also known for her simple yet dynamic words of wisdom, such as, until you can walk on water, take a boat. And life is a school, and we're not on holiday. Due to her leadership and diligence, Lumsden helped religious science become recognized as one of 12 key religions in Jamaica. Dr. Elma Lumsden and Marcus Garvey, Black evolutionaries in science of mind.
Thank you, David. Thank you so much, David, for showing that, getting that ready for us. So this month is February, like Eileen said, and February is all about curiosity and your superpower. Curiosity as a superpower. Did you know you had a superpower? Yes. All right, good. And the theme for the year is living out loud. So how can we use our superpower to live out loud? And the talk title today is, and I think they said it up here earlier, I heard it, What Lies Beneath the Surface? So Reverend Dr. Raymond Anderson in the Science of Mind Daily Guide says, nosy, busybody, Budinsky. Has anyone ever called you such names? Has anyone ever called you those names? Nobody called you nosy? Busybody? When you were a little kid and you were walking around and you were doing stuff and your parents said, sit down, you little busybody. Those don't count. Well, the reason why those names came out was because of curiosity, right? So curiosity is one of the basic cells of life. It is our superpower, because if we weren't curious, if a baby isn't curious, then how would they ever learn anything? If they're not curious of how to, they stand up and then they hold on to the table, and they're curious enough to take the first step, and they might fall down, but they get up again. So curiosity is one of the calls in our bodies, in us, that we live by, being curious, because if without that, we would never do anything. We just sit around. Sit around. I don't know about you, but that's kind of boring. So as we move through this month, we're being pulled by curiosity, and we're being asked to look below the surface, to look within and release into the world the gift of curiosity. So get ready, your soul, and let's dive in. So the gift that we give you today is the gift of curiosity. And so I'm going to talk about today, I have a little story. It's story time. And the story is about the water bug, a water bug. So the liberation of the water bug. And this was Dr. Tom Sanders, one of the professors that I take a class on Wednesday nights from him. But this was inspired by Jack Boland and the writings of Richard Bach. And so it says, once there lived a village of water bugs along the bottom of the great Crystal River. The current of the river swept silently over them, rich and poor, good and evil, young and old. Sometimes the current was strong and swift, and when that happens, the little bugs would dig down into the mud in order to survive. Sometimes the current was soft and gentle, and then the bugs would come up and cling to the rock along the bottom. So their way of life was digging in the mud and clinging to the rocks and the twigs. They were taught that the way to survive was to resist the current and protect themselves against the river. One day, one of the water bugs said to the other, "I'm tired of this mud. I'm tired of digging and clinging. I shall trust the current. Even though I cannot see it with my eyes, I shall let go and let it take me where it will. Clinging, I shall die of boredom." The other water bugs laughed. What are you talking about? They called her a fool. If you let go, the current will smash you against the rocks, and you will surely die. There are self-help books out there, like How to Cling in Spite of It All, and Learning to Love the Mud. Read them and be content. After all, who do you think you are? But this water bug did not heed their warning. She felt a deep desire in her. She proclaimed her desire, and taking a deep breath, she let go. The current took her away. She tumbled and was smashed against the rocks. But guess what? Water bugs have thick shells. So in time, she finally released the bottom, and the current lifted her up. She was bruised and hurt, but she went on. The bruising and the hurtness went away. She floated past the other water bugs down the stream. Some of them hid, and some of them marveled of the way she floated in the current. "It's the Messiah," they said. "She floats without effort. She's a water bug, yet she floats above us." "I'm no more the Messiah than you," she said. "You can do what I'm doing by releasing and letting go. The river delights to let us free and lift us up." But they chose to see her as the great exception, a savior rather than the great example, and they clung more tightly to the rocks. And when the river swept her beyond their view, they made up stories and legends about her. They created a holy book and nestled back down in the mud. Finally, she came to a place, a turn in the river where the current was very gentle. Then she met other water bugs that had taken the same journey, who had been willing to risk it all and let go. They had moved out of the two-dimensional mud and were free floating. They allowed the river to nourish them by simply letting the water through them. They allowed the water to go through them. They found if they simply opened themselves to the river provided them everything that they needed. And in this area of the river, she rested. She became friends with the other water bugs. She told stories about her journey, and others told their stories. They formed groups, and they studied books. Books like How to Float in Spite of Being a Water Bug, and the 12 Steps to Water Bug Consciousness, and the Tire of Water Buggery, and they were content. But there's always a but. One day, as she was floating around the area, she saw a stem. And the stem was growing up. It was growing up from the bottom of the river. And it seemed to disappear high above. And she asked the others, "What's up the stem?" And they answered, "Don't go near there." Once there was a water bug who crawled up the stem, and we never saw them again. So despite warning, she felt again a deep desire of saying goodbye to her friends. She began to climb the stem, and whenever she got a little tired, the current of the river would gently nudge her higher. Finally, she reached the top. And as she did, she entered a new environment, a new dimension. Something she couldn't describe, something she had never felt before. She felt a new and different kind of current. Her body began to warm in a new sensation. She didn't know it, but she was smack dab in the middle of a lily pad. And the gentle breeze was caressing her, and the rays of sun were warming her body. And this was something that she never experienced before because she was under the water. So as she lay in total peace and serenity, contemplating the goodness and the wonder of this new dimension of life, something began to happen to her body. The cold, hard shell that had encased her, that had served her well on her journey in the river, began to crack. At first, she was frightened. It seemed like her body was falling apart. But as the crusty shell began to break open, she felt an inner movement, a quiet trembling inside, as beautiful net of wings exposed themselves to the sunlight. She lay there for a few seconds in the awe and the wonder of her experience, merging in the majesty of her new life, incorporating the consciousness into her new body. And then she began to experience herself rising, feeling the air mingling with her wings. Before her very eyes, she saw herself being transformed into a glistening green dragonfly, flying out into the morning sky. So are you clinging to the reeds of your life? Or are you sticking to what is familiar? Are you reading self-help books? Or are you reading about the adventures not taken on your own life? So as I was reading this thing about this water bug and how this transformation and how her curiosity kept her moving forward, I thought about Indiana Jones. I don't know. And I remember in the movie Indiana Jones, it says, he was talking to his students as he was riding through the library on a motorcycle. And he said, if you want to learn about archaeology, you have to get out of the library. So we have to get out of our own way. We have to listen to those urges and those nudges that we have inside that's pushing us and urging us to be more than what we have become. It's pushing us and urging us to step out. And we step out on faith, like this little water bug. She stepped out on faith. And she went to the next evolution of her life. And then when she got a little restless and she felt this urging inside, she stepped out on faith again. And so that's what we have to do. And Albert Einstein says, the important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existence. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mystery of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structures of reality. And then in Ernest Holmes says in Living Without Fear is, if we were to further inquire of our imagination what the ultimate purpose of evolution is, the most logical answer it could give would be that the purpose of life is to produce beings who can consciously cooperate with it. So we need to start looking within, go deep. What lies beneath the surface of is this idea of we are one with God. What lives underneath of us that we may not have tapped into is that indwelling presence that lives, moves, and has its being in and through me. And as it has its meaning being in and through me, it has its being in and through you as well. So when we live our life out loud, we step out of our comfort zone and we do that thing that's in our heart that we've been dreaming of. That thing that we put off aside because we had to do this and we had to do that and we had to raise our family and we had to, and we had to, and we had to, and we had to, and we had to. Whatever that is for you. We step out of that and we begin to live our life out loud. Do some of those things that you've been dreaming of, that you've been wanting to do. Take it one step at a time if you need to, but live out loud. So be curious, because curiosity is one of the most basic things. It calls us to learn more about the world around us when we're curious. Number 2, when we desire to know more because something stronger is urging us, we're compelled to find the way. So let's be compelled to find the way to implement those dreams and those ideas. That let's be compelled to find a way to get those things done. And number 3, as we grow and expand our knowledge of our world, we grow in our own personal journeys. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about uncovering and going into and living our life out loud. And those personal powers that we have, we're talking about bringing those out for all the world to see. And I saw it firsthand, and you may have seen it too, with this COVID thing. You know, we've been locked down for like 2.5 years, but what has come out of that is the beauty of imagination. I don't know if you've seen some of the things that were created. Kids are creating things. People who are creating things online. YouTube channels are bursting. Facebook pages are bursting open. People are beginning to live out loud. They got restless. Now, we got restless and we stayed home and we opened the refrigerator 100 times a day. And you know, so we gained a little weight. But we also used our imagination and got really creative. How many of you, during that time when we were on lockdown, discovered something in you that wanted to come out and you realized it? Yes. Yes. I know I did. And my Amazon charge card says I did. Don't tell my husband. But I started gardening and growing my own food. I started saying, okay, what am I going to do with this? I started canning. I have all kinds of stuff. I had to buy a shelf to put all my canning items on. You know, I just went in. I started speaking more. I took this course online that I wanted to take. And I started speaking at different events and women's groups and things like that. So there's something inside of you wanting to be birthed, wanting to come to the surface. It lies beneath the surface of you. And it's wanting to come out. I want to experience it. Because you're the only one that can do whatever that is. There's no duplications. Someone said that duplication and imitation is suicide. I can't be just like Ellen. I can't be just like Rick, Daryl, Eileen, Maria, Gilman. I don't know how to play the guitar. But I can be just like me. I can bring out that God-given gift that I have and share that with the world. No one else can do it like I can. So there's no comparison. Don't compare yourself with the next person, because you have something that someone wants to hear, see, and be a part of. That's the gift of who we are. That is the gift of who we are. And it's a beautiful thing. So as we close, I just ask you to be willing to look below the surface and discover the beauty that you are. Discover the beauty that only you can give to the world. Know that you are God expressing. Know that you are put here on the planet to be just you. To be just you. I thought I had some water. Yes, I do, right here. To be just you. And that is good enough. That is good enough. So, they tell you not to say so and in Toastmasters. So have the courage to lay aside your fears and get excited about the unknown. That which lies unseen beneath the surface has always been a mystery to us. But if we're feeling something inside that is unexpressed, be like the water bug. Put aside your fears. Step into your curiosity and find that what lies beneath, that wants to be seen. Ernest Holmes says, we believe in our souls, our own spirit, our own destiny, for we understand that the life we are living is God's life. This is the way God gets to express itself here and now through each and every person on this planet, through you and you. This is God's life you're living. So how do you want to live it? Do you want to live it in fear? Or do you want to live out loud? Because if I'm living God's life, I want everybody to know it. I want everybody to see it. when I walk out the door, when I come in the door. I want to hear somebody saying, she's living God's life. She's living God's life. And it doesn't have to be anything grandiose. It can just be being with your children, loving and nurturing them. It can just be putting paint on a canvas and showing the world, which is beautiful. What is that painting called, Rick?
Heavenly love.
Heavenly love that he gets to share with the world. It can just be how my husband has this, they like this place called Castle Park. But it can just be him taking the grandkids to Castle Park, and they know it, and they know they have season passes. It can just be whatever it is. Whatever you have to give it, and live out loud. Thank you. Namaste.
Do we have any scuba divers out there? Anybody remember Jacques Cousteau? What was his boat called?
Calypso.
Calypso. Do we have any snorkelers out there? When I was about maybe 10 or 12 years old, I took lessons to learn how to scuba dive, and it was scary because as soon as I put the mask on and a snorkel and put my face under the water, my brain is saying, hey dummy, you can't breathe underwater. It took a while to say, oh yes I can. And then later I went snorkeling at Hanauma Bay in Hawaii. And it's like as soon as you put your face like 3 inches underwater, it's a whole different world. There is no gravity. Everything just kind of floats up and floats down. It's wonderful. This song is kind of about the reverse of what we've been talking about. This is somebody who grew up under the sea and wanted to move up. And it goes something. Well, I'm going to have Al over here play the marimbas.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you see my marimbas?
The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things surround you. What more is you looking for? Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Up on the shore they work all day. Out in the sun they slave away. While we be floating, little floating under the sea. Could I get more electric guitar? Down here all the fish is happy as off through the waves they roar. The fish on the land ain't happy. They sad 'cause they in their bowl. But fish in the bowl is lucky. They in for a worse of fate. One day when the boss gets hungry, guess who's gonna be on the plate? Under the sea.
Under the sea.
under the sea.
Under the sea.
Nobody beat us, fry us and eat us in fricassee. What we the land folks love to cook, under the sea we off the hook. We got no troubles, life is a bubble, under the sea, under the sea, under the sea,
Under the sea.
Since life is sweet here, we got the beat here, naturally.
Naturally.
Even the sturgeon and the ray, they get the urge to start to play. We got the spirit, you got to hear it, under the sea. The newt play the flute, the carp play the harp, the players play the bass, they sound and sharp. The bass play the brass, chub play the top. Fluke is the duke of soul. The ray he can play the links on the strings. The trout rocking out the plastics. Smelt in the sweat, they know where it's at, and oh that blowfish blow. Under the sea, under the sea,
Under the sea.
when the sardine begin to begin, it's music to me.
To me.
What do they got? A lot of sand. We got a hot crustacean band.
Oh, yeah.
Each little clam here know how to jam here under the sea. Each little slug here cut in a rug here under the sea. Each little snail here know how to whale here. That's why it's hotter under the water. Yeah, we in luck here, down in the muck here under the sea. I can't really hear this electric guitar in the monitors. Is there a way to fix that? Thank you.
So we came out of the river and went under the sea. That's okay. That was a fun song. I like to see you up, and I like to see you moving your body. It's let's have joy. Let's make a joyful noise. Let's move our body around. And I'm gonna nominate Jean. Where's Jean? Okay, I'm going to nominate Jean. Jean is our dancing cheerleader. She loves to dance down the aisle, so I'm going to nominate Jean as our dancer, our cheerleader. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So now it's time for our conscious giving. So I invite you to consider that the same portal from which you give is indeed the same portal from which you receive. So let's expand ourselves and become bigger and bolder givers, as well as bigger and bolder receivers. So join me by placing your tithes and gifts and offerings over your heart as we affirm together, and David will put it on the screen, what we affirm together. Let's say this together. No, that's not the one, please. We're doing our for the love of pure spirit. Here we go. Let's say this together. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world, and it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
Thank you for giving. Thank you for receiving. And thank you for being who you are. Thank you for breathing. Thank you for believing. And thank you for being who you are. The universe is flowing with love that's ever growing, and you are a vessel of that love. So thank you for caring, and bless you for your sharing, and thank you for being
stretching your hands forward. When we stretch our hands forward, there is an energy that we send. So send the energy of love. So I bless these gifts and these tithes and offerings, knowing that they are sufficient to cover the needs of CSL Redlands, which is a successful idea in the mind of God. How good it is to speak this word and know this truth now. And together we say, and so it is. And so now it's time for our closing prayer, and I'm going to ask the band to play this kind of, if you can, just gently play the song that you played before I talked. Get ready. Get ready. It was just so beautiful, wasn't it? And that's how we want to close out, because we are getting ready, right? We're peeling that onion back to reveal the truth of who we are. So just join me in prayer and knowing that as this world is so beautiful and as we look out at the mountains, I was doing something this morning and my husband was like, look at the mountains. And I said, that's a cloud cover. And he says, yes, look how beautiful it is. So even me, even I have to be reminded to stop what you're doing. Stop and take a look at how beautiful this world is. And I said, from the smallest blade of grass to the majestic mountains. Have you seen the snow on top? Do you know that we're all connected to everything? That we're part of everything. So I know that this power and this presence that lives and moves and has its being in and through me, has its being in and through you. And I know it lifts me up when I'm down and places my feet on solid ground. Because when I know the truth, I know the truth. I know that I know that I know. So let's get ready for this revelation that continues to reveal itself through us, as us, continues to reveal itself. You know, we're not on holiday, like the quote said. We're in school. And the work to be done is the work that is within us. So I digress. So let's just get ready and open ourselves up, our minds, our hearts, and be in the flow, like in that river that I talked about. Let's be in the flow of spirit, because when we're in the flow, we're anchored in, tapped in, tuned in, and turned on to our good. And so we can only receive our good when we're tapped into it. We can only receive our good when we have some gratitude, when we say, thank you, God, thank you, life. So let's get ready for the revelation that is yet to come. Can you feel it? I can feel it. I can feel it. When we're in that flow, we have perfect health and wholeness. When we're in that flow, we have joy. When we're in that flow, we have peace. When we're in that flow, we have abundance, security, prosperity. When we're in that flow, we're living our truth, the truth of our being. When we're in that flow, we're living out loud. So I invite you again again. Please open the doors of the center, because I want this vibration, this frequency to go out. To go out. To go in, here, and out there. When we recognize who we are, we allow people to also stand in their power and know who they are. So I bless each and every person here. I bless your family, your children, and your children's children, and generations to come. Because when we stand in our power and we know the truth of who we are, that trickles down to our families, our children, our grandchildren, and they can take that with them, and then they can inspire the next generation to come and the next generation to come. And we can get rid of this lack and limitation that we may have found ourselves in, and we can step into the allness and the power of who and whose we are, and we can enjoy this life. They said there's a good in this universe. There's a power for good in this universe, and I can use it because it's within me. And so I recognize it. And I invite you to recognize it too. So be blessed and get ready for all that this world has for you, for all that God has for you. Can we sing it?
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. So
Please
get ready, my
stand up.
soul.
Please stand up and let's
Get
sing
ready,
this together.
my soul. I'm diving in. I'm diving into the deepest kind of love. To the deepest kind of love. To the sweetest kind of life. To the sweetest kind of life. So get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. My soul.
Get ready. Thank you, Al. Thank you, Dream Band. And we're so glad to have Kristen back. Thank you so much.
I used to think I'd always be alone, separate, misunderstood. I spent my days in quiet desperation, but on the outside, things looked good. Then I discovered the error of my thinking, the lie at the base of all my fears. So simple, you know, it turned my world around. Why did it take so many years? Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. Loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. Wide open. There is no separation, no matter what it looks like. There is no separation, no matter what they say. No separation except what I imagine. And I imagine separation's gone away. Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide
I invite you to stay for potluck. And there's 3 little kids at my house, my grandchildren, and I forgot to say hello to them. So hello, Nyla, hello, Zara, and hello, Brian. I'll be